Anyway, I had one other thing I was just going to mention in the chair's report. Thank you to the sheriff and to Dan Cornell for talking to me about the recent event on Plain Street. You know, this is a real tragedy, certainly a crime. This was a shooting that happened last Saturday night. You know, there was an argument between somebody in a car and somebody else on an electric scooter or a bicycle or something, and they started yelling, and they ended up drawing guns and shooting at each other. And one of the people got shot, and it severed their spinal cord, and they are down in Robert Packer Hospital and likely will never walk again. And this just seems totally senseless on so many levels. But I did want to recognize our sheriff, because the Sheriff's Department helped with addressing it and catching the person who did the shooting. I don't know if you had anything you wanted to add, but.
I'll just add, Rich, and thank you. Yeah, that was actually, the capture was made by two members of the Sheriff's Office that were working a GIV detail. They were familiar with one of the people and were able to get things in place to make that happen. So the person was subsequently turned over to the Ithaca Police and the arrest was made.
Yeah. I mean, this is something where our GIV grant has made a difference, is that it allowed a very rapid response, coordinated response with the sheriff's deputies participating and catching the person really, really fast. So, yeah.
So I don't know how much you can say on that, because, you know, with that fairly recently being approved and you know, for that money for that. So is that, can you describe, were there people like close by or people in the neighborhood, or people because they're out in the neighborhood, they were able to figure it out? And again, I don't know how much.
You know, with all the agencies working together, the district attorney, probation, myself, IPD, we have, so to speak, like a list of people that we know have been involved in certain types of crimes, the major crimes. One of the people was on that list. I won't go further than that because it is in Matt's hands as far as prosecution, so I don't want to say too much. But the people working the GIV grant, they're aware of these people. We pay special attention to the people that we know are involved in these violent crimes. And they were able, based off the vehicle description, to locate them pretty easily and make a traffic stop and get them into custody.
Great, thank you.
I appreciate Derek being vague about the details, because it is a case that is just starting, and the evidence is not something that should be put out into the public realm at this point. But I can say that it was absolutely a joint effort that was a combination of things, including the GIV program and identifying individuals who are suspected to be involved with guns, and that information having been disseminated to all the agencies in Tompkins County, which made the sheriff's deputies familiar with the individual, and really it's a really good team effort.
I hope this is an indicator of where we'll be on future shots fired incidents in our community. You know, they're so dangerous, and whatever the involvement of the person who got shot, you know, that's a personal tragedy too, and it certainly didn't need to happen. You know, there wasn't any benefit to anybody in that mess. Anyway, I wanted to say thank you for the good work there.